Okay guys, for the next step, we are going to cut out the emoji that you guys are going to be using. So we're just cutting out that square. I would like you to cut right up to the black line on the top edge and right up to the black line on one of the sides. So two sides, top edge has to be right up to that black line, one of the sides, and then leave some extra paper on one of the sides so that you can put your name, first name, last name, and room number. And then everybody is going to get a foam printing square. Okay, so you only get one of these, so make sure you take really good care of it. You do not want to push into the foam at all because that will affect your print. So be very, very careful with the surface of it. You might notice that there are two sides to these printing plates. One looks like foam, right, or like styrofoam, because it is. The other side looks like waxy and feels like wax paper. This side is the side that you're going to put your name on, like you can see I did here. You're going to write it on there with Sharpie. Since it's waxy, it takes a second to dry. So I want everybody to take a Sharpie and write first name, last name, and room number nice and big on the waxy side. If you're not sure which is which, just ask. And then I want you to leave it facing up on your table there for a minute, okay? Because it needs time to dry. If not, the Sharpie will smear, which is fine if it smears, but we really just want to see your name clearly. Okay, so now that I have this cut out, I now need to take this, we're going to attach it onto your foam plate, and we're going to put this stuff in between. Okay, this is transfer paper, and there's a dark side and a light side to it. Okay, so the dark side has to be touching the foam. So my name is dry, so I'm gonna set my transfer paper aside for 1 sec. We'll get back to that. We're going to take your emoji print. I'm going to put a piece of tape along the top, and I want to line up my emoji print paper with my styrofoam square, and I'm going to take a piece of tape and fold it over the top. Okay, so I just did that, and you want to kind of make sure it's really on there securely, but I'm really being careful to not press into that foam. So I just put a piece of tape, I'll take it off, redo that. I just took this piece of tape like this, right? Put it along the top edge like that. I'm going to align this on the top corner, top edge of my foam printing plate, and kind of curl that tape around there like that. I'm just kind of curling it around and just very carefully securing it. Okay, now I'm going to set my foam plate down, and now it's probably going to try to like lift up on you, and that's okay, because you're going to stick in between there transfer paper. So notice one side's light, one side's darker, okay? The dark side goes down in between your foam printing plate and your emoji paper. So I have it in there. I put my emoji paper back down. Now I'm going to trace with a pencil over my emoji lines. You have to push with a little bit of pressure. You don't have to push so hard that you're tearing your paper, but you do have to push a little bit. Now, you want to be really careful to go right on your shapes, because whatever you press onto here is getting transferred onto your printing plate. And once it's on there, it's on there. So we can lift it up and just peek real quick at what's under there. So I just traced over the circle. And so since the dark side of the transfer paper is touching the foam plate, you probably can already see the outline of that circle. So I'm going to close it back up. Don't move your paper. I'm going to finish tracing all of my emoji lines. You don't have to trace the plus and minus signs. Okay, I'm going to lift it up, see if I got everything. Looks like I did. So I can, once I know I have my whole design on there, I can see it on there, I can take this off, set the transfer paper aside. Now you're ready for the next step. Okay guys, in the next step, you're going to be using a colored pencil. Okay, just one colored pencil, so just pick a color, doesn't matter which one. And this colored pencil you are going to use to press onto all the negative spaces, the spaces that you want to print white, on your foam plate, okay? So remember, we already labeled those. We have all the little minus signs on here, so we're gonna press down those whole areas, and then we're also gonna press down all of the lines. I'm gonna start with the lines, but I wanna hang on to this piece of paper. Don't throw it away, don't lose it, okay? So I'm gonna start off by taking my colored pencil, I picked blue, and I'm gonna press onto all of the lines of my emoji design. I'm gonna do that first. So you'll be able to tell when you press into it, you should really see an indented groove into the foam. You kind of have to put a little bit of pressure into it. And once that line is on there, it's on there. I can't take it off for you. So really try your hardest to just be careful. Try not to make mistakes because, like I said, kind of get one shot. Okay, so I can even feel it if I take my finger over top of where I just pressed down just for the outline of the emoji, that there is like a really nice deep groove right there. That's what we're looking for, okay? So if you can't feel an indentation right there, you didn't press hard enough, okay? And this project won't work if you don't press hard enough there. So make sure you can not only see but feel an indented line. All right, so I finished pressing in all of my lines. You can probably even tell in the video here how much I pressed in, right? They're crystal clear, and if I run my fingers over them, I can feel the little grooves. Okay, so now I just did the lines. So on my paper, I had planned out that I wanted to press in the shape inside the glasses, the eyeballs, and the teeth. So if you plan on doing that anywhere, if you don't, if you just want to have the lines pressed in, that's totally great. You can just have that done, okay? And many of you might plan on doing that. But if you would like to press in an entire little shape, you have to really press down the foam pretty hard in those areas. So I'm going to start doing that. I'll start off with the little eyes. All right, now since I'm using a blue colored pencil, it kind of showed up right there. You can see I pressed down pretty hard. Remember, if you don't press down hard enough, it won't work. So now I have both eyes pressed down, and man, it's pressed in pretty far. Like again, if I feel it, I can feel that area where the blue is that I pressed down, that's the negative space. I almost subtracted the foam from that area. That's why we call it negative space, because nothing is gonna print there. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the glasses. Your hand might even get a little bit sore doing this. You really need to work those hand muscles. My hands start to get kind of tired. All right, I have the whole glasses pressed in. Look how dark they are because I pressed super hard. I think I'm going to change my mind about the teeth. I think I'm actually going to do the mouth. All right, so I have all the shapes pressed in that I planned on doing. My name and room number's on the back of the printing plate. So now we're going to do a practice print or a proof print.